And you mentioned Jim Ross. He was the head of talent relations for a while in WWE, but I know you've had lots of experiences with him over the years. What's your opinion of him overall as a announcer and as an administrator in wrestling?
Well, as an announcer, I think Jim's one of the all-time best. An announcer, a commentator's job is to do basically two things. One's to tell verbally the story that you're supposed to be telling physically in the ring. And two is to sell the whole concept, the whole idea of what we're trying to really sell, which is that you're watching an actual competitive sporting event, an actual combat sports event, where at any moment, at any time, either one of these guys could potentially win. And you have to sell that emotionally. And he does a great job of that. He really does. Gordon Soley was fantastic at really explaining and analyzing the strategies that he'd try to create from what he'd watched within what the wrestlers were doing in the ring. Lance Russell was very competent and very good at being the voice of the fan, great at showing emotionally how he was disgusted with a heel's actions or, happy for a babyface without, being really like he was favoring one or the other. He was great at that. And JR is awesome, just amazing at making you feel like you're really watching, a competitive combat sporting event. And, you just don't get any better when it comes to that, especially emotionally. He really believes. Same with Jerry Lawler. I mean, the older I get, the more of a fan I become of Jerry Lawler and just how truly talented that man is, and it surprises me too that when you hear a lot of guys these days and they're like, who should I watch? Who should I watch? Who should I watch? And nobody mentions him. They mention everybody but him. And I'll tell you what, if there's one person you should watch, it should be Jerry Lawler. He is still out there and he is still able to truly, in the real essence of the word, work an audience and make them feel like they get their money's worth. He's amazing. And he never sits in on pre-production meetings. He doesn't take notes. He never has. He wants to go out and react for real to what he sees and plays off of JR and does an amazing job. As an administrator, I think JR was, I thought he was great. He was always direct, as direct as he could be. You have to understand that, when you're a cog in the wheel, you're an administrator, you're not the final say. So there are a lot of things that maybe, he would like to tell or would like to say to talent, but he necessarily can't communicate. But he was always open. He was always honest. And, you could see in his booking of talent that he was always attempting to find guys that kind of fit that mold of being able to sell the legitimate idea of a wrestling match. He's a big student of Bill Watts, and Bill Watts was very much the same way. And Bill Watts was a student of Eddie Graham. He sat under Eddie Graham and learned from Eddie Graham and used that in the Mid-South days. And then now JR still carries that forward.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.